Football always celebrates the goal scorer, and rightfully so. But guys, for this particular game, I think I'm allowed to congratulate and give a round of applause to the young Toby Collyer, because for me, he was the real savior of Manchester United. Welcome to the United Road Sport. Fulham nil, 1 Manchester United match reaction. Guys, don't mind about how we struggled, how they played better than Man United, how they threatened us in the first half for Andrew Onana to come equal to the task at the 2 or 3 occasions they had in the first stanza. Sometimes, even when you've had a bad game, all you've got to do is find ways of winning it. And yet again, Lisandro Martinez comes in with his signature shot. Martinez, I think, in every game lately, gets an opportunity to take such a shot. It's either going to be that they are going to cross, or he's going to make a bullet of a shot. He did it against Rangers. The goalkeeper, I think, came equal to the task. But you want to, of course, to believe there was a bit of luck as well, because at times in football you need to be lucky. He was lucky because the ball took a slight deflection, but take nothing away from him and the fact that he has got the technique to make that powerful shot consistently. So it's not a mistake and intentionally. So for me, that's big credit to Lisandro Martinez. But guys, before I get proper into player per player, let me just give an honorary mention to Toby Collyer. This boy, I've been saying it here, that the thing about his game and why he's first taking the place of my beloved Kobi is because of his energetic style. He's always running, he's always moving, running on his toes. He's always involved and concentrating on the game. His game reading is second to none. You see the way he got into that position and just read that this ball could go here, and he was there just in time and positioned his body right, not to panic, but head it out. For such a young footballer at that stage, during those moments in the game, you don't underestimate that. That's top level play, for a top level display. Because Onana was beaten hands down. But for that boy to be the only one in goal at the time, these are things that these Man United players had not ever thought about. For me, I give him all the credit, because it could have ended 1-1. And again, we would have been miserable and still stay 13th probably, because now we are 12th. So you think that boy deserves a lot of credit. But again, Ruben Amorim too deserves his flowers, because the substitutions he makes for me have consistently been impeccable. And this is with a squad that is not his, a squad that is he's been with for a short period of time, but he knows when to introduce who and who to pull off. For me, that's extremely amazing from Amorim, because all his substitutions, I think, were on point. Brought in Collyer to bring that fresh fit and fresh energy, because he's fearless. He's everywhere, involved in tackles. You saw him against Rangers when he was falling on Altel Baindil, because it was, I think, another set piece, another corner, and he anticipated something could happen and he was there. For me, this game intelligence for such a young player is very important. But also, he's not afraid to be on the ball and pass it. He has got a good passing range. Against Rangers, he had a pass accuracy of 94% and a pass accuracy. Yeah, for a player his age, for me, it's amazing. It's amazing. I can talk about Toby Collyer, I mean, for forever. But I will I'll get back to him in perhaps one of my upcoming videos, because it's not done with him for me, honestly. But let's get proper into the whole team. Andrew Onana, I thought in the first half, and people were not happy seeing him start ahead of Altel Baindil. But I thought this time around he looked a little more serious. That's one. He was less animated. He started animating himself when he had to, because we were protecting a lead, and he would get the ball, catching practice, and waste a few seconds, which within, of course, the acceptable parameters for a goalkeeper to waste. So you thought this time around he was clearing the ball when he had to, not playing unnecessary risky passes. I feel like now Onana is beginning to just appreciate and realize that this is a job. He's got to be serious. It's not about him enjoying himself and playing for the gallery. So for me, that was very important. Great credit to him. I want to credit the Man United backline as well. Lisandro Martinez, Delete, and of course Yoro, who came on later for him, and Harry Maguire. I thought they were a bit solid, not taking risks, clearing balls they had to. They were serious, you thought. Even if in the first half, Alex Iwobi was opening them up and getting, a shot at Onana's goal. But you thought, I think most of the times they were ready. They arrived on time because, again, Iwobi's, I think opportunities were mostly because Bruno was either caught off guard or maybe even the genius of Iwobi and his ability, but also the ball passing of Fulham and their ability to open up the midfield and give themselves a chance at goal. So I think for me, that's important credit. That's important credit to the back line. Then in the middle, again, Manuel Ugarte and Bruno, again, continuing to prove it's a better midfield. You felt they were a little firm, again, against a team which passed us the way they did, the way Fulham did. You thought they held their own. I thought, of course, Ugarte maybe got away with a few errors. Even Bruno himself, one of them could have considered a yellow card. Hadn't it been for the rare leniency of the referee. This time around, I felt the referee was lenient. He gave the card to Ugarte when he had to, honestly. But I think they got away with a few fouls, I think either side. So I thought this was one of those rare, well-officiated matches, save for the VAR decision, which I didn't quite get. But again, it's VAR, those are the rules of it. But I thought the offside was not there. But anyhow, so in the middle, and again, Amorim makes the right substitutions. Substitution brings on the Collier kid. Then, as we led the game, brings on Kobi Maino to protect his game. But guys, I keep talking about how Kobi, it should be a 10. Guys, always watch Kobi, what he does when he gets in the final third. You saw his consistent interplay with Amad Diallo in the dying minutes of the game. That even gifted Amad Diallo's goal that was cancelled. Guys, that's Kobi for you. He's different when he gets in the final third. He's happier. He's more expressive. He's collecting people and trying to pull off bodies. Kobi is a 10. I will insist that Kobi is better used as a 10. And you put him together with Amad, and you saw they showed us what they can do together next to each other. They just enjoy playing with each other. They get each other. For me, I feel we haven't put the best use to Kobi. Then of course Amad himself, I mean, his trickery on the ball. Those little turns he makes on the ball, and you just love to watch this boy. I feel like we are not ready for how good Amad will become. If we get the right team around him, I feel like we are not ready for how good that boy will turn out to be. Honestly, I feel like there is a lot we are going to see in Amad Diallo. A lot. And I'm excited. I just pray to the man above that I'm here to see it, and it gifts us a major title. But I think there is a lot to expect from that kid. Then we'll talk about Mazawi, who was consistently inverting himself and trying to add to the attack. I think what Amorim did is to try and tell his wing backs to try as much as they can to be attack-minded, because in Ruben Amorim's system, and people complain that he plays with too many defenders, it's because he doesn't have the right players for the way he wants to play. But in Ruben Amorim's system, the wing backs always invert themselves and add a lot to the attack. And that's why he wants Patrick Dogu, because Dogu is a wing back, but he proper inverts himself and gets into the midfield. The way you saw Nusal Mazraoui try to do it, but he was not as, because he's a natural defender, he was not as good and authoritative with it. But you kept seeing how Mazraoui was inverting himself in the middle. That's how his wing backs play. You see when Amad plays on the right, usually, how he inverts himself when he plays on the right wing back. That's how he wants his wingers to play when United has the ball. But he doesn't have the right profiles to do a lot of that. But because maybe he feels the team is becoming more calm and understanding how they're playing, he's trying now to release Mazraoui, who is a decent ball user, to see if he can do it. But it doesn't come up. But you can imagine if in place of Mazraoui there was Patrick Dogu, you can imagine how things would come natural, because Dogu runs with the ball and he runs direct, and he's aggressive, he's strong, he knows how to use the ball on his feet, he can shoot. So that's another creative player added from the wings, now inverting himself and adding to the attack. That's Amorim for you, and that's his system. Give him the right profiles, and I will tell you, this system of his will dominate a lot of games. I think it properly can. dominate games. Alejandro Garnacho, I felt again, I mean, had his moments in the game. You saw a hard-working boy. And again, you look at Garnacho and you're thinking, the club wants to sell him for reasons we understand, but what's the guarantee with whoever you want to sign? Because you're probably going to replace him with a person either his age or even slightly older. But a new probably in the Premier League, what's the guarantee that they could give you a half of what Garnacho can? Because we are seeing Garnacho working hard and improving every day. So it's still a debatable thing. I think the jury is still out there on whether I should leave or not. So it's still one story. We'll be excited to see how it ends. Now, finally, I'm saving the best or rather worst for last. Rasmus Højlund is a mess. I don't know how, and I know all Man United players have lost their confidence, but with Højlund, it's terrible, guys. It's so bad that he can barely stay on his toes. He can barely hold the ball. Zirkzee came on and tried to do things that show you he's a footballer. For Højlund, his attitude, he's almost getting to where we saw Marcus Rashford when we had enough of him. And I don't want to say we're about to have enough of Højlund. It's early days to say that. But whatever is happening with Højlund is not good, honestly. I think it would be the best. It would be good for him to not start games, I think, going forward, because really it's looking ugly. But you give credit to Man United because they have been effective with the one chance they got, buried it, and of course, coupled with luck, that's what you need at times. What you need is to be able to bury, especially if you don't have a striker to score the goals like Højlund can't. You need to have all your players taking their chances when they come, especially if you don't create so many. So for me, that's credit to, of course, to the team. Player ratings, Onana for me was one of the better players. I'll give him a 6.5. Backline, I'll give Lisandro Martinez 7. Then Maguire and Delete 6.5, 6 each. I would give Ugarte maybe 6. Then Bruno maybe 6 as well. I would give Ahmad maybe 6 still. I would give Papadalo maybe 5.5. I would give Højlund 3. I would give Garnacho maybe 5.5 as well. Just there. Amorim, I would give him a proper 7.5 out of 10. Toby Collyer for me will be also on a 7.5. I think I would give more marks to Toby Collyer than to the goal scorer, surprisingly. Subscribe, comment, and let me know what you think. My name is Webb. This is the United of Sport, and I'll catch you later. Congratulations. United is 12th on the pile. We move a place up. We can live with it.